I'm Justin Mott, and welcome to my home here in Hanoi, Vietnam. And today I'm going to talk about, can you make a career in street photography? It's a question I get asked very often in my workshops, in my online coaching sessions. I meet a lot of people interested in photography, young, old, beginners, retirees, and they dream about being professional street photographers, whatever that really means. And I'm not here to be negative or pessimistic today, but I am here to be truthful. When I started out 20 years ago, people told me not to become a photojournalist either. And while I'm not a full-time photojournalist anymore, I still do assignments, but I don't do full-time journalism, and that's for reasons I can't really discuss on YouTube. I don't want to get in any trouble. But I've had over a decade of steady assignment work, which eventually led me into commercial photography or hybrid or doing a bit of everything, even including YouTube like I'm doing right now, even though this is just a small part of my business, but a big part of my fun. So I've dabbled in a bit of everything. I shoot street photography. I've worked as a photojournalist. I own my own production company. I have a YouTube channel here. I teach workshop, but I would say right now, if I break down my income, the majority of my income early on in my career was as a photojournalist who also did some wedding work. And I would say that my journalism work had a healthy dose of street photography in it, but just working as a street photographer on its own, it's a genre, yes. Is it a career? That's tough, and that's what I'm going to address today. Because it sounds amazing, right? Like wander the streets, follow the light, shoot moody black and white images. Romantic, right? And it seems like your favorite YouTubers, if you're on here, you're probably checking them out too. It sounds like they're doing it. Big following, selling workshops, selling prints. Seems possible, right? Well, here's my take on what the honest truth is. Most of the street photographers you see online aren't making their living the way that you might think. Without YouTube, most wouldn't be making much money at all from their street photography. Not all, but most. Their real income, ads, maybe a little bit if they have a huge following. Workshops, that's probably where they make the most of their money, doing street photography workshops. Maybe if they have a big following, selling presets. Rarely prints, but some do it well. Occasionally brand deals, but most brands are cheap with photographers. Camera brands are. Collaboration usually just means a loaner camera. A title like ambassador maybe comes with a discount, but it's never a big payday. Trust me, very few. Even at the high level, they want you to think it's that, but it's not. I've worked with camera companies at a high level. Even had my own TV show sponsored by a camera company, and very rarely did I get anything free. And if you see them in commercials or ads, usually it's not favorable towards the photographer. It's not what you think. And then you might say, well, maybe these photographers, they land lucrative ad campaigns. But honestly, even fewer than the number of photojournalists who transition into commercial work, fewer street photographers that do the same. I've been able to make that jump. Most of my friends that are really talented and really good at photography, not consistently. Most of them know. And this might sound harsh, and it's not about being negative, it's just about being honest. So if you're dreaming of street photography as a career, you deserve to know what you're getting into. And maybe these sound good to you, and if they do, that's also okay. So I don't want to hear it in the comments section where you say, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, but you do need to know what you're getting into, because you might favor taking pictures more than you favor all the hard work and hustle that goes into being a YouTuber. Most street photographers who make it fall into one of these sort of three categories. So number one would be a YouTube hustler. They love street photography, but their income comes from their content creation, workshops, presets, videos. It's a full-time hustle in itself, and it's way more, the ones that do it successfully, it's way more about building the content, working on the content, marketing the content, than it is actually about taking pictures. Next category would be the street by style, other work for income. That would mean they market themselves as street photographers, but actually make their living from weddings, portraits, family shoots, or some sort of other commercial photography. They don't advertise that side of their business online for you to see as much or at all, but that's where they make their living. And the last category, I would call these people the passionate but not paid. They shoot incredible street photos, but they have other sources of income, family support, or a partner who makes a good, solid living, or they simply don't care about monetizing their photography. Of course, there are outliers, there always are, but out of all the photography fields I've seen and been a part of, street photography is one of the toughest for steady income. It's one of the hardest to make a sustainable career out of, unless you go full-on influencer, which means spending way more time making videos than making photos. On a final note, sometimes the best careers happen by thinking outside the box, so don't let me discourage you. I never thought my early career as a photojournalist and documentary photographer would take me into travel photography, which would lead me to Condé Nast travel photography. I never thought that would eventually lead to my own production company specializing in luxury hotel photography and video. So you just never know where the road might lead you, but it won't just come to you. You have to build it. You have to hustle. You have to figure it out. If you're going to break the chain, you have to look at something that I said and say, okay, how can I be different from that? And this episode isn't about tearing anyone down. It's about being real with you, because that's what my channel is about. I'm not flexing. I'm not pretending I'm cooler than I am. Trust me, I know I'm not. I just wanted to be honest, because these are the types of questions I get online, privately, publicly, in my workshops, and in my online classes. And so I wanted to share that with you guys, just to be honest and to be fair, because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there on YouTube, and I have a lot of experience, and there's probably other things that I didn't think of or maybe I'm missing, and that's also okay too. Check that out. Don't just listen to one source. And on that note, you guys, don't forget to check out my online store at askmott.com, where I do have workshops, I do have online classes. I am supplementing my income, but I'm doing it because I absolutely love it. You can check all that out and more at askmott.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to have a wonderful day.